You're going to need a set of blocks today, or a block if you have one, or something like it. And if not, you can work without it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start to settle in. So if you're comfortable in a seated position and you want to stay there, you can stay right where you're at. We are going to warm up on our back. So if you feel like laying down, you can go ahead and lay down now for your settle in. But make sure you have a block within reach if you're coming onto your back, because we're going to use the block for a part of our warm up. And welcome, if you're just joining. We're going to start on our backs, or if you prefer to be seated to settle in, you can stay where you're at. Good morning, Mindy.
Good morning.
Okay, so just start to settle in. Take a moment to make the transition to your yoga practice. And you can let your eyes close and just start to sense your body in space. Soften your eyelids. Unclench your jaw. Move the shoulders away from your ears. And just feel that your body is starting to settle. Notice what it feels like in your body as you begin your practice today. And as your body begins to settle, see if you can visualize or get a sense of your mind settling. So if it's kind of jumping around or thinking ahead. See if you can connect to that sensation of just settling into this practice. Just being open to whatever arises, wherever it leads you. And then finally, notice your breath without feeling like you have to make any changes just yet. Notice the breath moving in the body, and the breath moving out of the body. Just a few more moments here in stillness. And then begin to bring just a little bit of movement into your body. Yeah, so allow this to be intuitive. What is it your body wants to do as it begins to move here in the first minute of class, minute or two of our movement? It might feel good if you're on your back to stretch out long arms overhead, a big body yawn. Eventually, start to bend the knees in toward your chest. Maybe circle the knees or rock a little bit from side to side. Really nice. So we're gonna get into our core today. We're gonna do a little bit of core work, a little bit of connecting to that inseam of your body. So go ahead and bring your thighs together and bring your knees over your hips. Okay, so legs are bent, feet are in the air, shins are parallel to the ground. Good, flex your feet. Make sure the knees are over the hips. Good, now from here, bring your hands to your thighs. Press your hands into your thighs and pull your thighs in toward your chest. So you're resisting the movement. You're creating your own chaos here. You're creating your own core work. You're pulling your thighs towards your chest. You're pushing your hands into your thighs. So you already should feel like maybe even a little bit of quivering, a little bit of shaking. Yeah, one more breath in. Exhale, release this, feet to the ground. Release your arms alongside your body and lift your hips up as if you were coming into bridge pose. Just a nice, easy opening in the front of the body. Good, one more big breath in, pushing your heels into the ground, lifting your hips up. Exhale, release your spine back down to the ground. Good, now if you have a block, you can place it in between your inner thighs. Or use a box of balance. That's very clever, Jamie. You can get as clever as you want. So we're squeezing your block between your inner thighs. Good. Now lift your shins so they're parallel to the ground if you haven't already done that. Yeah, we're coming right back into that posture, but we're adding our inner thighs here. We're adducting our inner thighs toward one another. Squeeze the block or your prop. Good. Press your hands into your thighs, push them away. Resist it. Resist your hands pushing your thighs away. So you're squeezing your inner thighs. You're contracting your thigh muscles, your lower belly here. Could create a little bit of chaos for one more breath. Exhale, release, lower your feet to the ground. Keep the prop in between your inner thighs. Lift your hips. Good. Now, as you come into this variation of bridge pose, squeeze your inner thighs onto your block or your prop and feel how you can engage your inner thighs here in your bridge pose. Good. One more big breath in. Exhale, lower your seat back down to the ground. Good. Lift your shins back up, parallel to the ground. Squeeze your prop with your inner thighs. Good. Now from here, actually, let's do this one more time. Yeah, keep pressing your thighs. Resist your hands. So you're trying to press your thighs away, but you're not letting them move. Yeah, squeeze the block. Press the thighs away. Good. One more breath in. Exhale. Lower your feet to the ground, bridge pose. So this time when you come up, if you want to add interlacing your hands behind your back, if that feels okay, you can open up across the chest a little bit more. Coming into more of a traditional bridge pose. And then go ahead and release, come back down. We've got a couple more variations. I'm on my mat if you need a visual. My block is in between my inner thighs, lifting up to parallel. This time, bring your hands behind your head, interlace them. And squeeze the block, lift your head, and we're gonna reach the left arm to the outside of your right leg. Good, now take your right hand and press your right hand into your right thigh. So I'm still pressing my thigh away with my right hand, but I'm reaching my left hand to the outside of the right leg. So just adding a little bit of oblique work. One more big breath in. And release. Come back down. Press the feet down, lift the hips, squeeze the block. Come into your bridge or your variation of bridge. And exhale, release. Legs come back up. Squeeze the block, hands interlace behind the head. Lift the head. Reach the right arm to the outside of the left thigh, finding that oblique contraction on the left side. And then add the left hand into your left thigh. So really feel how the left side is contracting here. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Oh. Lift your hips. Oh, my cat is being so annoying right now. Come into bridge pose. Squeeze the block with the inner thighs. For the last time. And exhale, release, come all the way down. Remove your block. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Circle the knees. Just kind of loosening the lower back here. A couple circles in one direction. And then circle the knees in the other direction. And keep the right knee in. Stretch the left leg long. So hugging the right knee toward the chest, or maybe even a little bit more towards the armpit. Go ahead and circle your right foot, loosening your ankle. You can stay here, or if you think half happy baby might feel okay, you can give that a try. So the sole of the right foot would face the ceiling. The right knee is drawing toward the ground. Okay, if that doesn't feel good, just stay with the knee pulled in towards your chest or armpit. Just one more breath here. Good. And then take the right knee, keep it bent, and just cross it over to the left side and find a spinal twist. So you can even take your left hand and press it into your left thigh away from your upper body and give yourself a little assist. My pets are not cooperating today. All right, good. Really nice. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Come back through center. Release the right leg to the edge of the mat. Good. Left knee comes in. Hug the knee in, circle the left foot. And you can stay where you're at, or you can come into that half happy baby and angle the sole of the left foot toward the ceiling, making it a little bit more of a hip stretch. Good. Drawing the left knee toward the ground, keeping the right hip heavy on the ground. One more big breath in. And then send the left knee over to the right side for your spinal twist. Good. Find length along the left side of the body. So feel the left hip moving away from the armpit, like it's getting longer. You can even give yourself a little assist there. Good. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Roll back through center. Release the left leg. Good. Bring both knees back into your chest and start to rock forward and back. Give yourself a little momentum here. Eventually coming all the way up, make the transition to hands and knees. From hands and knees, go ahead and start to move through some cat and cow stretches. Yeah, so just sinking movement with your breath. A couple more cycles on your own, adding in any variations that feel needed in your body or that just feel good. Take your time. Listen to your body. In the next few breaths, we're going to start to think about making our way back to downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready. And as you come into your first downward facing dog, just as we did in our hands and knees, feel free to move around and take variations that feel good in your body. So it might be pedaling the feet, shifting the hips from side to side, maybe stretching up onto your toes and bending your knees. Yeah. Find space around your shoulders and your neck. Lift your right leg up into the air. Bend your right knee and let your right hip open. Now, as you open up your right hip, press a little bit more into your right hand. So you're creating space on the right side of the body, and the shoulders are staying level. So we're not rolling. Yeah, we're just opening, lengthening, Look forward between your hands. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, coming right into lizard pose. Keep the left knee lifted. So press the left heel back. Good. Press the back of the left leg toward the ceiling. And now hug the right inner thigh towards the right shoulder. Find that connection to your adductor, your right inner thigh. Yeah, so we're getting into that inner thigh, which connects right into our lower belly. Okay, so this is really, it's a big hip opener, but it's a lot of core work too. You should feel it in the lower belly, the inner thigh. We're just finding that connection. Good, 3 more breaths. Stay here, spine is long. Both legs are active. Think about zipping up the inseam of your body. Good, 1 more breath in. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, draw forward into plank pose. Hold there. Press the hands down. Zip up your inner thighs. So think about drawing the inner thighs toward the ceiling. Good. Imagine that you could press your hands into the ground and drag them back towards the feet. See if that fires up your underarms a little bit more. Good. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way onto your belly. Good. Really nice. Good. Reach your arms back alongside your body, palms facing down. Press the tops of your feet down and then lengthen and lift just your upper body. Yeah, as if you were going to just take off. Yeah. So now strengthening the back of the body. Also part of your core. So it's 360. Nice. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, release. Good. Turn your head to the side and just give yourself a rest here. Good. Feel the body starting to heat up. Feel the front of the body connected to the ground. And turn your forehead back to face the ground. And we'll do another locust pose. If you want to interlace your hands behind your back, excuse me, you can do that. Lengthen and lift your upper body. Good. Locust pose number 2. Good. Balancing out the front and the back. 1 more breath in. Exhale, release. Turn your head to the side and rest. One more big breath in. Big breath out. When you're ready, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So you can come through hands and knees if that feels like a good transition, or you can press right up. From downward facing dog, left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee, open up the left hip. And press a little bit more into the left hand as you open up the left hip. And space across the left side of the body for 1 more breath. And then exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, lizard pose, other side. And so it's strong and lifted. Lift up through your lower belly. Squeeze the outside of your left shoulder with your left inner knee. Yeah. Find that connection. Good. Think about lifting the right inner thigh toward the ceiling and press the right heel back. Really nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Step back, downward facing dog. And inhale, glide forward into plank pose. Lift the inner thighs, press the heels back, press the hands down, and imagine that you were going to drag them back. You're closing a window, you're pulling it down. One more big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring your hands next to your chest, draw your elbows toward your spine, and lengthen and lift for cobra pose. So using the muscles along the spine. Good, neck is long. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Tuck back into child's pose. So child's pose or puppy pose, whatever feels better for you. So puppy pose, the hips are above the knees. Child's pose, the hips rest on the heels. Just finding some length in the spine, some release. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. Inhale back to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward between your hands, move your feet to your hands. Standing forward fold, top of the mat. You give yourself a couple of breaths here, soften the knees. Let the head hang. Good. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come all the way up to standing. Good, arms extend upward. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, stretch up and over to the right. So just adding in a little side bend here, pressing through your left foot as you bend over to the right. Inhale, draw back to center. Switch sides, grabbing onto your right wrist, stretch up and over to the left. Right foot presses down. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Moving on to sun salutations. Inhale, arms extend upward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. You have the option to stay here and just breathe. Or if you want, glide forward into plank. Lower all the way or halfway down. Inhale through cobra, up dog, locust. We all meet back in downward facing dog when you're ready. Okay, so you'll take that part of the class as it comes, listening to your body. Look forward between your hands. Move your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, come all the way up to standing. Arms extend upward. Exhale, fold forward. Let's move right into the next one. Really nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog, or move right through your variation of chaturanga, whatever that is. Finding your flow, listening to your body, moving in a way that makes you feel better today. We all meet in downward facing dog. One more breath in, one more breath out. Look forward between your hands, move your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, fold forward. One more, sun A. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it back. Down dog or move through your chaturanga. Really nice. Meeting in downward facing dog. Yep. Another breath in. Another breath out. Extend your right leg back. This time, keep the leg parallel to the ground. So it's not a hip opener, it's just a leg lift. Good. Shift forward like you're going to come into plank and draw your right knee toward the outside of your right tricep. Good. Squeeze. Good. Press back. Three-legged dog. Really nice. Shift forward, right knee, left tricep. So now it's going to cross the body. Yep. Squeeze. Press back. Three-legged dog. Good. Last time, shift forward, this time knee to the chest, right in the center. Squeeze the abdominals, work the core, and then step the right foot between your hands. Yeah, so just a low lunge here. You can keep the left knee lifted or you can lower it down, your choice. Keep the hands on the ground. We're going to keep the hands on the ground here for a little more work. Right foot is pressing into the ground, left heel is lifted. Left hand stays down, right arm opens up, spinal twist. Good, now broaden across your chest. Find that connection to your inner thighs. Good, and maybe lift up a little bit so you're not leaning on your left hand so much so that your core has to work a little bit more. Good, really nice. One more big breath in. Good, right hand comes back down. Good, step back to plank. Drop your heels to the right, side plank. Drop your heels to the right. Left arm comes up, side plank. Yeah. Good, now you can always drop that bottom knee down if you need more support. But otherwise, press the right hand into the ground, hike up the hips and feel that cinching in the side body. Good, one more big breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Decide whether you want to go to downward facing dog, move through a chaturanga, or maybe find child's pose. Yes, I really wasn't kidding when I said we were doing core work today. Good. If your wrists need a break, drop down to your knees, roll them out into child's pose. One more breath in, and then lift your left leg up. Okay, so just the leg lift, hips stay level. Shift forward, left knee, left tricep. Squeeze. Press back, three-legged dog. Shift forward, left knee, right tricep. Cross and squeeze. Press back, three-legged dog. Shift forward, knee to the belly or the chest, squeeze. Step the left foot between your hands. Good. Press into your legs. Take the weight off the wrists. Lengthen your spine. Peel the left arm up towards the ceiling. Spinal twist. Good. Now think about lengthening the spine and using your oblique muscles to twist. So we've been working those. Broaden across your chest. One more big breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step back, plank pose. Drop the heels to the left side, plank. Right arm comes up. Drop your bottom knee if you need more support. If it's too much on your wrists, you'll still get the benefit of working your side body. You can also drop down to your left forearm. Really nice. Good. Meet me back in plank pose and either move through a chaturanga, move back to down dog, or take child's pose. Release the wrists. Really nice. One more breath. Look forward between your hands. Move your feet to your hands. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Soften your knees. It might feel good to step onto your hands here for gorilla pose. If that doesn't feel good in your body, simply grab your big toes with your peace fingers and your thumbs and bend your elbows out to the side. So standing forward fold. Okay, knees are soft, feet are at least hip width. Let your head hang. You take a couple breaths here. Yeah. Good. One more slow breath in. Slow breath out. And release your hands or your wrists from your feet. Find a halfway lift, pressing your hands into your thighs. Good. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reaching your arms all the way up to the ceiling, getting nice and tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Feel your feet pressing into the ground. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right foot to the back of your mat. This time come into a high lunge, arms up to the ceiling. So crescent lunge. Yeah, so left leg is forward. And find balance here. So by balance, I mean that you're not on a balance beam. Your feet are on separate tracks. Your right heel is high. Your left leg is bent nice and deep. Good. Bring your hands together at your heart. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen your upper body forward. Like you're going to hover over that left thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, twist your spine. Right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Good. Press your hands together. Lift your heart toward your hands. Good. Now keep pressing the right heel back. Good. Inner thighs engaged. Obliques working to twist the spine here. One more big breath in. Exhale, release both hands on either side of your front foot. Straighten the left leg. So front leg straightens, pyramid pose. Yes, if you want to hop the back leg in a little bit, you can do that. And then let your upper body just fold over the left thigh. It should feel pretty good here. And now really pay attention to your hips. See if you can level them out. So usually the left hip needs to draw back a little bit, right hip forward. If you have blocks, you may want to have your hands on blocks here. It's a really nice way to just bring the ground up to you, to give you a little more support. And let's take one more slow breath in. Slow breath out. Good. Now, if you're really folded forward here, think about finding a little more length in your spine. So maybe you come up higher. Yeah, like looking for that flat back. Perfect. Now keep your right hand down on the ground or on a block. Bring your left hand to your lower back. Feel that that space has gotten a little bit flatter, a little less rounded. And then see if you can start to rotate your chest toward the left side of the room. So we're moving towards revolved triangle. This is all about core. Inner thighs have to be actively drawing up. And you need to be lengthening your spine and recruiting your oblique muscles to rotate your upper body to the left. Yeah. Really nice. One more big breath in. Exhale, both hands come back down to the ground. Last pose on this side. Shift your weight into your left leg. Lift your right leg up into the air. And open up into half moon. So rotate the right hip open and maybe peel that right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Right foot is flexed. Imagine that your right foot is pressing into the wall behind you. So it's just as active as your standing pose. Really nice. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, we'll meet back in standing forward fold. Yeah, good. Soften, release. And really let the spine round forward. Find some release. Maybe even widen your feet so you have more space in your lower back. And keep your hands on the ground. Walk your feet back to downward facing dog. Glide forward into plank and lower all the way onto your belly. So we're just going to balance out some of that back body action that just happened. Reach your arms back, palms facing down. Press the tops of your feet down, lengthen and lift your upper body. And so toning the back of the body, balancing out the front of the body. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Turn your head to the side and rest. One more breath in. One more breath out. Turn your forehead to face the mat. Locust pose number 2. Maybe interlace the hands behind your back if you want. Lengthen and lift upper and lower body. Yeah, if you feel like bending your knees and grabbing for your feet, you can totally do that. It's right in line with this. Yeah, but if you're going to grab your feet, use your inner thighs and draw them toward one another. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, release, and rest. One breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands next to your chest. Push back up to hands and knees. Meet me in down dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, arms extend upward. Exhale, fold forward. Good. This time, left foot steps back. Come into a high lunge, crescent lunge. Arms extend upward to start. So setting up your feet on separate tracks so that you can balance. Deep bend in the right leg, left inner thigh lifts toward the ceiling. Left heel high. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen your upper body forward. On your next exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Find that connection and then press the hands together. Lift your heart toward your hands. Use your oblique muscles to find rotation and fire up the inner thighs to keep you balanced. Good. Paying attention to the connection. Inner thighs, lower belly. One more big breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground, straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. Adjust your legs. And consider finding something to rest your hands on. And notice the placement of your hips and see if you can level them out a little bit. I know if your spine is rounded, start to find more length in your spine. So you might need to lift your hands up higher. Keep your left hand down, bring your right hand to your lower back and feel that there's some length. Okay, not so much rounding, but a little more flattening in the lower back. Okay, now peel your chest open towards the right side of the room. So revolve triangle. You can stay right here. You can extend your right arm to the ceiling. Good. Nice. One more breath in. We're almost done here. Exhale, right hand comes down. Last posture on this side. Right, shift your weight into your right leg. Left leg comes up. Open up the left hip for half moon. Good. Left arm can come up to the ceiling. And then flex the left foot. Press the left foot into an imaginary wall behind you. So both legs are pressing out. Good. And release. Standing forward fold. Good. Really soften the knees. Widen your stance. Find some release in the lower back. Walk your feet back to downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward into plank pose. Lower all the way onto your belly. And then turn onto your back. It's rolling over. Good. So we're going to come into bridge pose. If you want to use your block, you can. You don't have to. The block can go between your inner thighs. Press your feet into the ground. Lift your hips up. And start to work your shoulders a little bit closer together, maybe interlacing your hands under your back. Now, if you're using your block, squeeze your block between your inner thighs. So again, connecting the inner thigh, those inner thigh muscles to this work. And then just open up the front of the body here. Good, 3 breaths. Pressing the feet into the ground, using your thigh muscles to lift the weight of your pelvis. Press the back of your head into the ground. Lift your chest toward your chin. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Soles of the feet together, knees open for reclined bound angle. And just allow gravity to do the work here. Arms can be wherever they feel comfortable. And start to feel your body settle. Starting to come down. Feel where the back of your body rests on the ground. Feel the weight of your legs falling toward the ground. Inner thighs stretching after all of that contracting. Couple more breaths here. And bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Draw your knees back together. And cross your right thigh on top of your left thigh. So either figure 4, or you can wrap up the legs like Gomukhasana or cow face. So figure 4 is hip opener. You'll draw the left thigh in, interlace the hands behind the left thigh, right knee presses away. Or if your right thigh is all the way on top of your left thigh, you can wing out the feet to the side and maybe grab onto your shins or your ankles. So you decide what feels better here. Just a little outer hip stretch. Okay, if you're in that Gomukhasana variation with the thighs on top of one another, you can play around with whether it feels better to pull the ankles toward your body or whether it feels better to push them away. Okay, there's like usually kind of a different sensation associated with each. Maybe it feels good to keep a little bit of rocking involved here. A little bit of soothing yourself. And from here, we're going to move into a reclined twist. So you can keep the legs as they are and drop them over to the left, or you can uncross the legs and just take a spinal twist. So you can decide whether you want to use the added weight of having your legs crossed, or if that doesn't feel good for your twist, you'll just uncross your legs and stack your knees. And wherever you're at, make your way back through center. And then we'll set up for your hip stretch on the other side. So either figure 4 or a reclined cow face. And take a few more breaths here. And allowing the spine to settle, outer hips, stretch. And take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then start to make your way into your spinal twist on the other side. So again, either keeping the legs crossed or uncrossing them and just stacking the knees. Three more breaths. Release your spinal twist and start to make your way towards your final relaxation posture.